Good morning. My name is Dr. Joseph Rooney, and I'm president of Irish American University. It's my great pleasure to be here today with all of you. It is also my pleasure to welcome you to the Irish American University 2024 commencement ceremony, in which we will confer degrees on almost 200 graduates of our programs at American College Dublin, European Academy of Fine Arts and Software, and our partner institution at Setanta College. We look forward to seeing this graduating class receive its awards, enjoying some musical interludes by our wonderful BFA in musical theater students, honoring one of our founding members and a longtime colleague of mine, Dr. Peter Sadowski, and at the conclusion of the graduation exercise, enjoying the company of our graduates, their families and friends, and the staff and faculty of our institution next door in Molesworth Hall for food and refreshments. So let me begin by introducing our platform guests, and I'll try not to murder anybody's name. First of all, Dr. Peter Sadowski, founding faculty member of the American College Dublin and a noted scholar of English literature and cinema, and our keynote speaker today. Dr. Seamus Mallon and Company Solicitors, founding chairman and current chairman and director of the Board of Trustees. To my right, Dr. Maeve Martin, member of the Board of Trustees and former senior lecturer, Psychology, Education Department, National University of Ireland, Maynooth. Michael Cahill, Chief Operating Officer of our educational partner, Setanta College. Ronan Hogan, Registrar of our educational partner, Setanta College. Colin Atkinson, Principal of our educational partner, Grafton Academy of Fashion Design. Evelyn Rouillier, Managing Partner of our educational partners, Grafton Academy of Fashion Design. To my left, Dr. Rory McIntaggart, Vice President. David Webb, Registrar. Roland Crott, Director of Administration. Dr. Andy Hill, Dean of our constituent college, European Academy of Fine Arts in Sofia. Deirdre Masterson, Director Sabbaticus of Performing Arts. Scotty Sarafian, Director of Student Support. April Fernal, Assistant Director of Enrollment Management. Tony Vincent, Front Office Administration. Suzanne Fitzgerald DeVink, Business Office Manager. Dr. Stephen Barcroft, Lecturer in History. Dr. Claire Morrison, Lecturer in History. Mihal O'Rahilly, Lecturer in International Business. Dr. Michael Dorley, Lecturer in History. David Ray, Acting Director of Performing Arts. Mary McDonough, Lecturer in Dance. Peter McCamley, Lecturer in Acting. Johnny McCoy, Lecturer in Law. And Duncan Brickenden, Lecturer in Music. I would also like to extend a warm welcome to the Ambassador of Pakistan, Her Excellency Ambassador Faruqi, Mr. Joa Marcelo Costa Mello, Head of Cultural Section, Brazilian Embassy, Michael Hailu, representing board member Dr. Ndimi, Eva Sadowski, wife of Peter Sadowski, our keynote speaker today, and recipient of our Special Recognition Medal, and Tina Harris, teacher of Irish Study Abroad Coordinator, St. Cuthbert High School, Waxhaw, North Carolina. It is my pleasure now to call on Theodore Hausinger to give the student address on behalf of the class of 2024.
President, trustees, honored guests, faculty, friends, family, and the graduating class of 2024. Good morning, and thank you for coming. My name is Theo Hausinger, and I'm absolutely honored to be here on behalf of the class of 2024. I've had the immense privilege of sharing these last 4 years with my fellow graduates across a multitude of majors and focuses, not just limited to my own of musical theater. If I had to describe this year in a single word, it'd be resilient. Looking back on my college experience, it'd be a disservice to our year not to ask, How in the world did we get through this? We started our studies in the midst of a global pandemic that would turn 24 weeks of what would be training, study, and socialization into a daily routine of waking up, booting up Zoom, and trying to learn from a teacher in a tiny box on a screen. And you know what? We did it. Faculty and students alike, we made it through a year of hardship and uncertainty, and we got through it with all the fire and passion it took to catapult us to this moment, to a celebration of our success, our achievements, and most importantly, our commitment. Now that word commitment, it can be a lot. We have all been planning our lives and futures since high school or secondary school, and prospects, ambitions, and plans can turn on their head. We're young. We're new to being in the world separate from our studies, and that's really scary. Whether you study business, poetry, theater, or any of the other majors represented here today, your journey's just beginning. And that journey will not be easy. There's gonna be people who do you wrong. There's gonna be opportunities that just don't work out. And that's just a fact of life. Sometimes it doesn't happen the way you planned. And that's okay. You know why? Because we are the class of 2024 and we're resilient. We kept going when the start of our journey tried to take us and the rest of the world down with it. And we are going to tackle this with a new degree in our hand and the world at our fingertips. Now, while at ACD, I've had the pleasure of meeting some lifelong friends, people I want to keep seeing time and time and time again, even after our paths split. I want to be able to see them shine on a stage while I'm sitting at a desk. I want to be there for them in the hard times the way they were there for me when I was at my absolute lowest. I want to look back so fondly on our little chat sessions in the Green Room Bar or at Frank Ryan's, our Zoom game nights playing Jackbox or making weird little joke PowerPoints. And most importantly, I want them to know that they were what made my time at ACD perfect. I'm so lucky to have met them, and I hope so deeply in my heart that each and every person in the class of 2024 has those people with them, and that you do not lose them, because they're a part of you now, whether you like it or not. Now, a few weeks ago, I was on a video call with my best friend Casey back in the States. And we were talking from her frustrations with her college classes and then to my frustrations with job hunting. More often than not, I would stop and say sorry for venting or rambling and try to shift the topic back to something more light. And to that she said, "Theo, I'm your friend. If I didn't want to listen, I would tell you. Of course I'm here for you." And I want to leave you all with that same advice that she gave me. The people who care about you, they want to help. They would love to be a shoulder to cry on. They want to support you because they know that you would do the same. Humans at their core are a loving, social species. We formed communities and groups for support since the dawn of our kind, and we still intrinsically crave that kind of connection. Life would suck without the people you love. And they know that theirs would suck without getting that same love in return. We all have problems, and we're gonna get through them together just like we got through these last 4 years together. And now we got a pep in our step and a degree in our hands. So class of 2024, let's take today to celebrate us, each other, and every single graduate in this room. We did it. We finished college. Good luck and safe travels to each and every one of you. And to quote the most famous college graduate in film, Elle Woods, "You must always have faith in people, and most importantly, you must always have faith in yourself." Thank you.
Thank you, Theodore. Well done, and thank you for that wonderful address. My name is Rory McIntaggart, and I'm delighted to be here and to join the welcome extended by Joe to you all here today. as we graduate our class of 2024. There are two main parts to the graduation, our QQI graduation and then our IAU graduation. And we'll move without further ado to the QQI part. And for that, to open it, I'd like to ask Dr. Maeve Martin, member of our Board of Trustees, to present the Statement of Directives for Quality and Qualifications Ireland. Maeve.
Good morning, everybody. Har can darfu cóliachta agus cóliachta éireann, brunam dov octani na cólia ar Aulamori on American College Dublin. Agus iramurt a stúrahor, a gid par a horch go furamúl den na hirahori ar Irie Low. On behalf of Quality and Qualifications Ireland, I hereby confer the awards of the Council on the learners of American College Dublin, and I would ask you, President, to present their parchments formally to the successful candidates.
I'd now like to ask the QQI MB in International Business, BA in International Business, and BA in Liberal Arts graduates to come forward as their names are read to receive their degrees. First, Master of Business, Oksana Diachkova. Bernadette Lodu. Mohammed Ismail Mehdi. Bazir Syed. Bachelor of Arts in International Business, Angelica Yika Nacarino. In absentia, Milagros Bertarelli. Bachelor of Arts, let's give him a round of applause in absentia. Bachelor of Arts in Liberal Arts, Kevin Joyce. Jessica O'Reilly. Neve Whelan. Congratulations to all those who have received their QQI awards. Well done. And with that, we close the QQI part of the conferring ceremony, and we move to the IAU part. Irish American University is authorised by the Department of Education of the State of Delaware to operate as an institution of higher education and to award degrees, and is a voting member of the Middle States Commission on Higher Education, the accrediting body for New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Maryland, the District of Columbia, and our state, Delaware. It is my great privilege to introduce the next stage in this morning's commencement exercises, the presentation of Irish American University Awards to this year's graduating class. And we've got a fair few to get through, so I'll just read out the degrees, and then the names of each graduating student will be read out by their department heads. The degrees are Master of Business Administration, Master of Fine Arts and Music for Motion Pictures and Contemporary Media, Graduate Diploma in Film and Game Scoring, Master of Science in Performance Coaching, Master of Science in Sport and Exercise Psychology, Master of Science in Rehabilitation and Return to Performance, Bachelor of Fine Arts in Musical Theatre, Certificate in Musical Theatre. Would now ask each of those graduates to come forward as their names are read to receive their degrees. And the first group, the Master of Business Administration, will be read not by our head of department, who isn't able to be here today, David Horgan, but by our registrar, David Webb. David.
Good morning, everybody. Master of Business Administration, Irish American University, Oksana Diachkova. Bernadette Ledoux. Mohammed Ismail Mehdi. Basir Syed.
Good morning. Master of Fine Arts in Music for Motion Pictures and Contemporary Media. That's what all of you are. It's going to be a real pleasure to call out these names. This has been an exceptional class. I expect that in years to come, I'll look back on this class and say, that was the year. And they've also given me as an educator the greatest gift that can be given, which is to show me through their ambition, their passion, their desire, and occasionally their criticism, how a program like this should be run. So all of you, I want you to know that you've changed what we do forever and for the better. So I'm going to call out these names one by one and then make your way up here. Stefano D'Amico. Congratulations, Stefano. Joost Diederin. Jessica Ellis. Addison Kirk. Isaac Lundberg. Seth Miller. Nicholas Mishka. Oscar Olaya. Leendert van Triet. All the way from the wonderful island of Puerto Rico, Rafael Perez de Lis. Katerina Pietrowska. Leo Puentes. And the only student in our class who doesn't have to change his name for Hollywood, Matthew Rocket. I'm going to skip the next name because Mustafa sadly is in absentia, but I'll read his name with those who are not here. So the final student present is Manuela Solinas. And now I'll mention those who are not able to be with us today, but who may be watching the streaming. And the first of these, of course, is Mustafa Sarbazi Azad from Iran, thank you, who was the recipient of our major scholarship last year, the Society of Composers and Lyricists Scholarship. This gentleman, I don't know if I've ever learned to pronounce his last name, so John, I'm going to try. John Karakadagli. Luke Herman. David Parker Finney. Varun Raha. And Keaton Vyavatin. Now the hard part. These are the recipients of our graduate diploma in film and game scoring, also known as the online program. And present with us this morning are Laura Jimenez Sanchez, Archibald, I'm going to pronounce your name with a soft G, I'm guessing. Archibald Legionnaire. Did I come close? Regina Wow. And in absentia, this is a long list, so I'm going to read these names and ask you to hold the applause until I've concluded. I'll do my best with the names. Hyung Bai, Pietro Barali, Joseph Barrett, Susanna Cervedo Otori, Jim Dalton, Laura Driver, Pablo Embon, Vicente Fernandez Alamo, Brian Fritsch, Moonseong Kom, Aristides Laneza Sandoval, Christian Makotel, Leonardo Melo Rodriguez, Kien Min, Lizaveta Monakova, Ashvarya Patel, Hadrian Pierre, Jordan Sandoval, Yifan Shen, Jack Sly, Jorge Sosa, Alejandros Tuntas, and Isaac Wong. Congratulations to you all.
So, graduates of the Master of Science in Performance Coaching with Setanta College, in absentia, Pratush Agrawal, Ricardo Bonacisa, Nishanta Bordeloy, Ashish Borkar, Ben Brown Roach, Praveen Budrani, Jade Byrne, Samik Chanda, Rupesh Chowdhury, Emma Cripps, Tony Cushion, James Dixon, Piotr Donser, Megan Downs, Marcin Flipowicz, Kelvin Finnegan, Dante Guy, Clement Gollier, Casper Gregorchich, sorry, we're getting into hard names now, Hamidreza Hedayatopur, Paul Heffernan, Aidan Hickey, Michael Hogg, Tobias Jacoby, Nehemiah Jones, Charlie Kane, Leah Kelly, Sarah Kelly, Orla King, Sharisa Kirtan, Hubert Kowalski, Carol Kruzek, Wesley Kuipers, Ashok Kumar G, Akhil Kumar Mehta, Jerry Lane, Kevin Leahy, Robert Lilly, James Long O'Leary, Brian Murray, Jacob Nalapa, Matthew Nesbitt, Niamh O'Byrne, Ronan O'Callaghan, Rahul Pendy, Sudeep Paul, Pranav Prawar, Chelston Pinto, Sarah Pritza, Kripendu Roy, Louis Rio Reyes, Dinesh Satashivam, Filippo Sana, Shanu Shashank, James Sheeran, Caesar Silva, Purush Singh, Andrew Skundrick, Sky Slattery, Daniel Stickna, Andre Tenser, Brian Walker, Simon Webster, and finally Rian Wolfart.
Good morning. My name is Dr. Micheál Cahill, and I'll be reading out the recipients of the Master of Science in Sport and Exercise Psychology, and also the Master of Science in Rehabilitation and Return to Performance. All are attending in absentia, so again, I'll ask you to keep your round of applause till the end. In Master of Science in Sport and Exercise Psychology, Michelle Caulfield, Julian Hoare, Niamh Hoey, Paul Kerrigan, Richard Lansky, Jacqueline Malone, Paul McCabe, Jack Morgan, Eamon O'Liddy, Owen O'Neill, Everett Ridderbos, Julian Olowatson Roberts, Alva Ryan, Antonia Tremblay, and finally Nazareth Tufek Jihan. In the Master of Science in Rehabilitation and Return to Performance, Nico de Villiers, Ciara Dobbin, Caroline Gagne, Dara Kennedy, Caitlin Olahan, Nicolo Valerio, and Andrea Vari.
Good morning, everyone. It is my absolute pleasure to be with you here this morning on this joyful and celebratory day. And I'd like to take this opportunity to wish you all huge congratulations and every success for what I hope will be a bright and prosperous future for you all. And now to the class musical theatre of 2024. Can I have you on standby, please, as we welcome you individually to come and get your very important parchment. So, Bachelor of Fine Arts in Musical Theatre, Katia Sanchez Bosque. And musical theatre's alive and kicking, what can I say? Layla Brunel Donnelly. Ptolemy Eggers. Izzy Hayes. Theodore Hausinger. And thank you to Theo for that wonderful student address. Michael Levette. Niamh McCann. Talita Monteiro Vieira. Grace Shesgreen. And in absentia, Cueva Boyle and Gabrielle Stevenson. Certificate of Fine Arts in Musical Theatre, and a recipient here today, Joey Crinion. Or rather not. And also in absentia, Daniel Netza. So, ladies and gentlemen, can I ask you all to give a huge round of applause in celebration and to congratulate our class of 2024. And I think it's time for a song now. What do you think? Let's have a little song. We'll get Caitlin Keating, Nikita Pettigrew, and Andrew O'Grady to come to our performance space here this morning. And David Ray is very kindly going to tinkle the ivories as they're going to give you a Stephen Sondheim classic, Everybody Says Don't. Is there a message in that? I don't know. But here, we are about to find out. Enjoy.
Everybody says don't.
Everybody says don't.
Everybody says don't. It isn't right. Don't. It isn't nice. Everybody says don't.
Everybody says don't.
Everybody says don't walk on the grass. Don't disturb the peace. Don't skate on the ice. Well, I say do.
I say walk on the grass it was meant to feel.
I say sail. Tilt to the windmill, and if you fail, you fail. Everybody says don't. Everybody says don't. Everybody says don't. Get out of line. When they say that, then
Lady, that's a sign.
9 times out of 10, that you are doing just fine. Make just a ripple.
Make just a ripple.
Come on, be brave.
Come on, be brave. This time a ripple.
This time a ripple.
Next time a wave.
Next time a wave. Sometimes you have to start small, climbing the tiniest wall. Maybe you're going to fall, but it's better than not starting at all. Everybody says no, everybody says stop, everybody says mustn't drop the boat, mustn't touch a thing. Everybody says don't, everybody says wait, everybody says can't find City Hall, can't upset the cart, can't laugh at their king. make you cry. Lose your poise. Father, you have to, but lady, make a noise. Everybody says don't, everybody says can't, everybody says wait around for miracles. That's the way the world is made. I insist on miracles. If you do them miracles, nothing to them. I say don't be afraid.
Thank you very much, guys. That was great. You can take it away. That's it. Unless you have an encore first, that's your moment. We now have 4 student medals to award. The Irish American University Medal, the European Academy of Fine Arts Medal, and the Undergraduate and Graduate Student of the Year medals. These will be presented by Dr. Maeve Martin, Dr. Andy Hill, David Webb, and Roland Kraut.
It's a genuine pleasure to return to the podium to carry out this important task. So I'm delighted to have been asked to present the Irish American University Medal. And this medal is awarded to a graduate who in the course of his or her studies has demonstrated qualities of perseverance, character, and dedication that embody the Irish American University mission and spirit. And I'm delighted to announce that the winner of this award is Niamh McCann.
Oh boy, you guys didn't see this coming, did you? You have to make a curtain call. This is the first time for this one. The European Academy of Fine Arts Medal is presented. I'm going to throw out the prepared remarks. It worked for Trump, maybe it'll work for me. I mentioned before that the greatest gift that students can give to an educator is to let us know how you want to be taught and what you need to feel equipped for this enormously demanding and competitive profession. We have a student in the class this year who has been the personal tutor to not one but 7 of our students over the past 6 years of our existence. He's here with us today. I've always wanted to present an Oscar, but this year I get to present an Oscar to Oscar Olaya.
The Irish American University Undergraduate Student of the Year is presented to the student who has demonstrated exceptional academic performance in completing one of the institution's undergraduate degree programs. I am delighted to announce that the Undergraduate Student of the Year for 2024 is Kevin Joyce.
The Irish American University Graduate Student of the Year Award is presented to the student who has demonstrated exceptional academic performance in completing one of the institution's master's degree programs. I'm delighted to announce that the Graduate Student of the Year for 2024 is Oksana Diakova.
Well done, everybody. We now move to our honorary award, and this gives me particular pleasure, and many of us who have been here since the early days, and a special pleasure to be involved in. For as we move into our fourth decade since the establishment of our institution in 1993, this year we are delighted to honor one of our founding faculty members, Dr. Peter Sadowski. Last year, we honored, or the year before that, we honored Dr. Stephen Barcroft, another one of our founding faculty members, and it's wonderful to recognize Peter today. Peter has served from the beginnings of our institution as an outstanding teacher and scholar of English literature and cultural studies, as an unfailingly supportive, energetic, and sympathetic colleague, and as a friend of the institution of those like myself who have been fortunate enough to work and commune with him over the last 3 decades. And we do go back, it seems like a long time ago now, Peter, that we first met at 1 Merrion Square under our original Dean, Lee Ross, sadly no longer with us. And it's been a wonderful journey that we've enjoyed together, first as colleagues, and then increasingly as friends as the years went on, and then indeed as bandmates as we served for a half dozen years in Hellhound, a blues rock band that did various services and disservices around pubs and other places in Dublin, and we had a fine time at it too with our friend John Grattan. So I'm delighted to be a part of this recognition of Peter, whose services to the institution and whose services, if you will, as a friend have been extraordinary over the last 3 decades. I'd now invite Peter and Joe Rooney and David Webb to the podium for the presentation. And as we get to that, I'll just read the letter of citation, which is a part of the presentation from our president, Dr. Joseph A. Rooney. Dear Peter, this is to celebrate your outstanding contribution as a teacher and scholar of literature and the arts in the course of a distinguished career of more than 35 years. In particular, we recognize your unique contribution as a faculty member of the BA Honours in Liberal Arts and the BFA and MFA in Creative Writing to the teaching of English literature and cultural studies at the college since its inception in 1993. While continuing to teach at ACD, we also acknowledge your scholarly achievements in a remarkable succession of books, articles, chapter contributions, and conference paper presentations, from your first book, The Knight and His Quest, Symbolic Patterns of Transition in Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, published in 1996, through most recently to your 8th, published this year, Histrionic Hamlet, Shakespeare's Ultimate Meta-Theatrical Experiment. These works cover a wide variety of research interests, including medieval literature, Renaissance drama, Oscar Wilde, James Joyce, linguistics, systems theory of literature and communication, cognitive semiotics, and early cinema. They are reflective of your searching intellect, not to mention your open and communicative personality, always interested in those and all things around you. We also acknowledge your uplifting presence through the years at the college, where you have been universally popular, supportive, encouraging, and sympathetic as a colleague and friend, unfailingly good-humored, humorous, and wonderful company. The medal struck in your honour is a recognition of your many contributions to the college and achievements in academia to date. But the story goes on. We look forward to many more years of your exemplary teaching at ACD, ongoing academic research, and your workplace interactions with us and your friendship. On behalf of the faculty, staff, alumni and students, I would like to express my deep gratitude to you for your commitment, dedication and service to the college for over more than 30 years. Yours sincerely, Dr. Joseph A. Rooney, President. And well done, Peter. You've got to organise all those. Do you want me to take the hold it for you for a moment?
For the moment.
Yeah. Peter is now going to give our keynote address. So while we get organised, we'll let Peter come to the platform. Well done, Peter. Sorry, I'll shake your hand afterwards. And have a pint or two.
Thank you very much. Mr. Vice President Rory, I never thought I would hear such things about myself, but and in public, I take it they are true. You thought that was your special day. What about me? You have spent in the college 3 years. I have spent in the college as many decades. It has been, it's a large part of my life. It's the longest I have worked. I've been associated with any college or university, and it's part of my life. Rory mentioned the very beginning, in 1993, shortly after the college was founded by the charismatic president of Lynn University from Boca Raton, Florida, and Rory, Dr. Stephen Barcroft, the lecturer in history, have been there from the beginning and have become very good colleagues and good friends. And there were a number of people along the way. Rory mentioned Lee Ross, the first academic dean. She's sadly not with us anymore. The person who stands in my memory firmly, who's again, unfortunately not with us, the long-serving academic administrative dean of American College, Bid Mullins. And I thought I would mention her because I always appreciated her very empathetic, very practical, very helpful, supportive, and no-nonsense attitude towards work and life. The college to me, well, before I come to the point I was just going to make, an observation which makes the college so special. American College, part of Irish American University, is small by design, and small is beautiful. It makes the atmosphere, the relations within the college, between staff and with the students, and just a sense of personal well-being so different. The atmosphere is intimate. You know everyone. Most of the students, they come and go, naturally. But with the staff, you develop closer relationships than in a much bigger institution. It becomes like an extended family, really. And that leads me to a related point, namely the Oscar Wilde House in Marion Square. That's what makes our college unique. I'm not superstitious, I don't believe in ghosts, but every time I walk into that building, and it's over 30 years now, every single time, it gives me goosebumps. It's spooky. Considering who used to live there over a century ago, the most remarkable family, not just Oscar Wilde, the literary genius, one of the greatest cultural ultimately export, because as a young man he went to London to become the biggest cultural celebrity in late Victorian London, the most successful writer of plays and brilliant essays, a celebrity. but also his mother, Lady Wilde, and his father, Sir William, remarkable, successful in their own way. It's all acknowledged in the plaques now, featuring on the front wall of the house. There is that irresistible sense of, almost magical sense. Anthropologists talk about contagious magic, where once, when an object or a place or something is in the possession of a famous person, now anyone who can contact that, establish some contact, tactile contact, or can see an object, could be personal thing, or a house in which someone famous lived, can somehow feel a close relationship with that famous person. It's part of, anthropologists talk about magic, psychologists talk about cognitive biases. I feel that every time I walk into that building. So it informs the way every class I teach is delivered, whether we are in Lady Wilde's bedroom, or Sir William's bedroom, or in Oscar's nursery, or in the dining hall. I cannot help imagining how these people spend their time and lived in these spaces. I often mention that to the students, and it's almost as if I was in the presence of these talented, intelligent, accomplished people, and it somehow raises the game for me. I just want them to be happy, to be pleased with what is going on in this house. Speaking of goings on, one event that stands out from those over 30 years of my association with the college, early on, it was 1995, the world was celebrating the centenaries of Oscar Wilde, including his biggest successes, theatrical successes, as well as, unfortunately, the tragic legal developments, the court cases, and Oscar's imprisonment. One of our students, long before we had a professional, proper degree program in musical theatre, performing arts, one of our students, Aoife King was her name, came up to me after one class and said, why don't we have a drama society in the college? I think we were discussing some play in class. And I said, okay, and that's how it started. We had a drama society which organized productions, full productions of classic plays for about 8 years. And I was involved in them. I was happy to be part of it. As a supervisor, I was directing some of those plays. I mentioned that with full modesty, because it was not professional. We were amateurs, but we enjoyed it immensely. And then in 1995, precisely on St. Valentine's Day, the 14th of February, we staged our own production of Oscar Wilde's most famous play, the funniest play ever written, which is The Importance of Being Earnest. And we staged it on the very night, 100 years to the day after it was first performed in St. James's Theatre in London. We were the only theatrical company, college drama society, to celebrate Oscar Wilde's success in this way. That very night, there was no other production of that play, but that very night in Westminster Abbey in London, a window, a stained glass window, was unveiled, dedicated to Oscar Wilde. So, oh yes, speaking of Oscar Wilde, he was, apart from being a brilliant essayist and a playwright, he was the greatest living conversationalist. And he would always have something memorable to say on all subjects, including education. I actually have a few of his statements on education. I'll read them out. I don't want to repeat them from memory in case I misquote a famous writer. one that I like. And what's interesting about those aphorisms is that they are paradoxical. They can mean more than one thing. The second meaning can undermine the first meaning, but they can both be true. And they are also very provocative and even sort of perverse in that sort of intellectual sense. So now with your parchments and the whole, your lives ahead of you, Oscar would probably say that education is an admirable thing, which it is, but it is well to remember from time to time that nothing that is worth knowing can be taught. Okay? What he probably means, I always thought that the things that matter in life are not only the things that are part of our formal training. They are our life experiences, relationships with other people, friendships, loves, things that we acquire by being members of society, not necessarily the things that are part of the school curriculum. But there is a connection between the two. And I have noticed that in my life. I'm not sort of pontificating and giving you any advice. There is a saying from Wild on Advice as well, I quote it in a moment, that the way we acquire or experience those other things, personal things, intimate things even, depends on what we learn in our formal schooling, especially in liberal arts education, which deals with the lives of other people, their experiences. Our individual life experience is necessarily limited to what we can physically, to what can physically happen to us. But by studying literary fiction, for instance, and its simulation, imaginative simulation of people who are not, they may be imagined, but they are not unlike real people, or studying history with the biographies of people who existed, who lived in the past, and the societies in which they lived. All this extends and expands our individual experience, and that makes us better equipped for life. So when it comes to experiencing certain typical life situations, working with other people, being a member of the neighborhood, a community, or the family, we, without often realizing, manage these relationships, and we play our roles in life influenced by what we have learned in literary and dramatic fiction or in history. So in this sense, education and our life are closely connected. Another quote, even more provocative. This is from The Importance of Being Earnest, which we staged 30 years ago, and Lady Bracknell, a rather snobbish society lady who dismisses formal education as unnecessary for aristocracy. Aristocracy knows about life everything that is to be known, and they don't need to go to any school. And Lady Bracknell says, "The whole theory of modern education is radically unsound. Fortunately, in England, at any rate, education produces no effect whatsoever." In England, because this is where the play is set and this is where Oscar Wilde lived, education does produce effect. It equips us better for life. Because our life experience is broader than what would individually necessarily happen to us, we make more informed decisions. We are generalists. We manage our lives more effectively. We are more successful. We make fewer mistakes. And ultimately, we succeed better than people without education. So education does produce its effect, and we are actually, we're fortunate to live in an age when one can't really prosper, flourish, and succeed in society without formal education. Okay, another quote. "Genius lasts longer than beauty. That accounts for the fact that we take such pains to over-educate ourselves. By genius, I think Wilde means here just the products of the mind, our intellect and our education, which can continue, and it grows while our age declines, advances and declines. Wilde mentioned beauty and the personal attractiveness. I don't see any contrast between the two, especially in our age when the concept of age has been relativized and it's unjust, unfair, and simply tactless to point out one's age. But while we can't help with biology, if you like, of life, well, we can to some extent because our lives are longer and healthier than they used to be in Wilde's time. Education is a continuous, lifelong, open-ended project. And it's, to me, I speak from my own experience, I discovered that as an undergraduate when I realized, thinking about the future, that I want to be an academic and a scholar. It worked for me. I'm not giving you any advice. Speaking of advice, Oscar would say, I always pass on advice. It is the only thing to do with it because it is never of any use to oneself. So I say that not to give you any advice. I never like receiving advice, and I'm not in the business of giving advice. I can only share with you what I have experienced. And I discovered that calling, if you like, or what I really wanted to do. And I followed that inner voice and went on from undergraduate to postgraduate to doctoral level of my education. I always worked in some higher education institution, and I feel that my life is fulfilled. I feel satisfied and happy. So that's what I wish to you on this day, to you, the graduates, the parents, friends, families. I wish you a fulfilled, long, healthy, prosperous, happy lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. And Peter is as good an example as you could find of an intellectual life well fulfilled. Peter's an intellectual, but I know, as we all do from long experience, his rounded personality is a great example to us all. Even those plays which we began with long before we had a professional acting or musical theatre program, Peter functioned not only as the producer and the director, but on at least a couple of occasions when we were caught short by a missing star or whatever, Peter actually acted in the plays too. So, and he many interests all over the spectrum, from photography. Peter has had exhibits of his own photography, and I know again through our amateur musical interest, he places beside sort of Shakespeare and Joyce as his great heroes, John Bonham. Peter's a drummer and a Led Zeppelin devotee. So he's a person whose palette is very wide and a great example to us all of how you can live in a focused area with intellectual or artistic or creative, but have a wide palette of interests and enthusiasms and pass those on to everyone else. So thank you very much, Peter. And with that, it's my pleasure now to ask Seamus Mellon, the chairman of our Board of Trustees, to come forward to present our final Student Award Medal.
I would firstly like to congratulate Peter. It was a beautiful speech and some beautiful and wonderful quotes from Oscar Wilde. The Board of Trustees Medal is awarded to a student who has exhibited outstanding leadership, loyalty and service to the university. The winner of the Board of Trustees Medal is Jessica O'Reilly.
Well done, Jessica. Now, as we come towards the end, it would be remiss if we didn't recognise those who are so important to everything we do here, our faculty. It gives us all great pleasure and pride to have joined in the commencement exercises of the graduating class of 2024. And as this year's graduates know only too well, it is the teacher who plays the most important part in guiding the student along the path of academic study. I would therefore ask that our faculty assembled here today stand so that we might offer them a sign of our appreciation for all that they have done to bring the members of Irish American University's class of 2024 to the completion of their studies.
It's only just
Well, you did it. Congratulations, graduates. You're now officially graduates. Just a couple quick messages before we let you go. If you wouldn't mind keeping your robes on for a while, we're going to try to get some photographs after the ceremony's over. A lot of people like to run, get their gear off, and then we never get a good picture of you still in your regalia. So if you could just give it a few minutes when we leave, that would be great. Thank you, absolutely thank you once again for sharing this momentous morning with us. I hope you enjoyed it. We certainly did. We're pleased to be able to offer refreshments next door in Molesworth Hall, and we look forward to seeing you all there in your robes for a little while longer. Okay, thank you very much, and congratulations once again. Good job.